Hello, beautiful people. Today we're going to do a market recap on this UCAD trade that I had taken on the 31st of January. As you all know, I always like to go over my winning and losing trades to kind of see if there's room for improvement and just kind of become more familiar with how the market moves, what it looks like when you see setups before and after the entry. So let's go ahead and take a deep dive into UK. I was looking to take a buy in this area, and the reason why is because we had this fair value gap, this huge imbalance. I knew you cannot have sellers without buyers, and that a pullback needed to happen before the market continued down for a sell. And when you do your top-down analysis, you can clearly see that we had a bunch of sellers here, pullback sellers here. Market is making lower lows or right here, or trending downwards, but I knew I was taking a counter trend trade. I knew we were at an area where if you took the history and had made this trend line, we were at a stopping point on that trend line. So I was very confident in taking the buy at that point. See, that's where market was at. Now moving to the 1 hour time frame, what I did was I had blocked up the area where current market was, and I was like, all right, we're stalling right here in this area, which is, in my opinion, my demand zone. I had dropped to the 15-minute time frame, and I started looking for my order block. So I take entries using the order block method, and to me, what that means is, and my criteria is, when I see a rally of sellers and there's a change in the direction, then I box up that last selling candle before the change in direction. So in this case, you have selling, selling, selling. I'm on the 15-minute time frame. There's your buy candle, and it pushes back in the opposite direction. So I'm going to box up this candle right here, right? That's my order block. That's my definition. If I was going to sell the market, I would look for a rally of buying candles, and once I get that pullback, that last buy candle, I will box up and then wait for the market to exit that box and then come back in for the entry to sell down. Now in this case, I'm doing the opposite. I am boxing up my last selling candle. I'm waiting for the market to exit the box, which it did, and come back in to take my entry for a buy. Now I'm just not going to jump in the market. There's other confirmations that I like to see, which I'll talk about. So I didn't enter this market until 8 p.m. on the 31st. So once I saw this divergence right here, that tells me that the momentum of this selling pressure is dying out. So that's another confirmation I like to see. Another thing that I look for, which didn't happen just yet, is my 50 moving average to slope down, and I'm going to show you what that looked like here in a second. But let's go ahead and plot my entry. And one of the things I learned from this trade, so I entered on this candlestick right here, and it was actually like right here, almost the 3300 number. There we go. So this was my entry for this trade. To me, I thought it was a freaking awesome entry, right? My TP, I set my TP for structure at this level here. So for me, that was good enough. It was about 40 pips. So that was my TP. And typically I'll use my fibs, and I would actually go up to the 1 hour and draw my fibs from whatever that last buying candle was that pushed that market down. So here is where I would have started right here, and then my goal is to swing high to swing low, look for my 50% area where I'm like, okay, this will be a good area to TP. That's normally what I do, but in this case, I did not do that. I decided to TP a little lower at that red line. So just to give you guys an idea of what an idea of what I normally do. So now I'm back on the 15-minute time frame. I was in this trade for quite some time. I did experience some drawdown. Notice it hadn't taken my TP yet. It actually had moved down. And there is where, for some people, you're like, you will probably panic and think that, oh my gosh, the market done broke below here. To me, that's a little fake out. Even though you got your rally of sellers, it's a fake out. liquidity snatch, whatever y'all want to call it. And in the market, what it did was continued up. Like I said, you can't have all these sellers without buyers in the market. Like somebody had to fill these orders at the top. Now, remember that slope I was talking about? This is the perfect example. This is the perfect confidence that I like to see to take trades. And if I'm going to get in this early and the moving average is way up here, I'm just taking a test trade. I'll add on. I'll increase my lot size once I get multiple, like confluence, multiple confirmations, the slope, the divergence, the engulfing candle, things of that nature. Like I'm looking for all of that when I'm taking entries. Another thing I also learned was your RSI, taking entries at the 30. So this was an awesome entry. If you drop your vertical line and line it up with your RSI, my golden line is my 30%, my 30 mark on the RSI. Another great entry would have been this right here. As you can see, this hit the golden line as well. So but try to get those entries as close to the 30 so you're not entering the market too early. Okay. And then as you can see, this market did go up. It did TP me. Woo woo. And it actually pushed higher before it dropped. So now you see why I didn't bother to take profit at this green zone like I would normally do, because I wasn't really sure and I knew news was coming out. And as you can see, this was news the very next day. I wasn't available to check the charts that day, and so I didn't want to, and when I say that, it's because I was working, so I didn't want to be in a trade and not be able to manage it. So that's why I played it safe and TP'd at 40 pips, and I'm very happy with it. If anything, I learned more about this trade is to just make sure I take take P at reasonable places, and also to focus on getting those entries at that 30 RSI. So I hope I was able to help some of you guys with your entries, because I am the entry queen. I'm going to always drop a video on how to better entries because I think that's the most important part. I can do a market analysis, know where I'm at in the market, but the moment it's time to execute the play, you know, things can get a little nervous. So I want to build that confidence in everybody and just let you know that you guys got this. You guys and you girls, you got this. So happy trading. I love you guys, and just stay tuned to the next one. Take care.